Thank you for using that word. Yes, that is the result. That is one of the shimmers that one sees from the metal element of a person who has bowed to a higher law, who has surrendered to majesty and stood back up again because we have a spine. Dignity. Yeah, exactly. I believe that in the longest of long runs, you're right. I also believe that in order to achieve dignity and even health, like here I want to make a distinction between health and holiness. I'm defining holiness as some place where you end up if you aim for Mount Health and then keep walking. But health is good enough for many practitioners. And that for healthy dignity, there does need to be love in the mix somewhere. It may just be self-love. It may not be a sense yet that, for instance, the random shooting of Black men by the police is coming ultimately from love. Like, we may not be in a place of being able to say anything about the higher purpose or whatever of that. But there is a dignity in being a Black man who is bowing to the fact that this is happening and that it is dangerous. Bowing to it, I acknowledge it. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's this way. I'm bowing. I'm acknowledging it the way that a diver acknowledges gravity. And then within that, I am responding with my freedom. I am doing my life and living my values within a context that I did not choose and cannot control. Gravity is carrying me this way. I'm flying through the air and I'm doing this. It's a very different freedom than the freedom of wood. I did not choose any of this. I acknowledge it, and by acknowledging it, I can find dignity and grace. Nobody's graceful when they're not acknowledging reality. It just doesn't work out. Nobody is dignified unless they also have their own backbone and their own value system, even within what they did not choose. Like, I'm not going to be crushed. I'm not going to be cowed. I'm not going to be humiliated. I'm going to be prudent. And I'm going to walk like this. I'm reminded also of I'm working with some situations with elders and what it feels like to have someone else wipe your ass. And that simultaneous recognition, this is how it is. I do need to bow to that. I don't like it. That's what my spine says. My value system says this sucks. I don't like it. My larger apprehension of the will of heaven is that I am in these circumstances. It's bigger than I am. I bow to the need to have someone else wipe my ass if I'm not going to keep sitting in my own shit. And dignity comes in because I am still taking the freedom I have to have my values and to straighten back up again after the bow. And grace comes from that acknowledgement. It is the way it is. I can't go against what is. All my moves in freedom are going to be within is. Working with the freedom we do have to maintain our values in the face of what's happening and not be afraid that we must be mentally ill if we think that something sucks. Not stiffly, not like, I'm right, God's wrong, but also not collapsed and jellyfish like God's right and I'm wrong. We're in the middle of a reckoning process here. Bowing and straightening up again, finding our dignity, grace, and freedom within circumstances.